Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to FTB Beyond from the CreedCraft server. So I logged on today and found out that not only were we out of strawberries in the Botania area, but we were also out of appetite for fertilizer. So I have been running all of the appetite that I have, which was, I believe, just over, well, it looks like it was 3¼ stacks, which is not going to give us a lot. Of course, we are using dark steel balls, which gives a good chance of duplicating or doubling the output, and this is by far the best way to process apatite ore. Now, we have gotten a lot here, but this is not going to last very long. So I am going to be setting down another one of these Ender IO farming stations, and I think I'm also going to put in a octadic capacitor. So let's see, do we have any of those? No, we don't. So capacitor, I don't think we have everything. Yeah, we're missing vibrant alloy, and that stuff is energetic alloy and ender pearls. I don't know that I have any energetic alloy either. Oh, no, I do. Good, good. Okay, so I think I'm going to make up 16 of those. I'm going to make a couple of octadic capacitors, and then I'm going to go set up this farming station over here in the Botania area, and I'm going to move the other one so that we can put in these octadic upgrades. Now, I don't remember how big the octadic upgrades make them, but I'm going to have to figure that out and then move them accordingly. And hopefully this will produce enough strawberries now to handle our mana production. Now, speaking of mana production, I guess I don't have my Terra Shatterer, or as I renamed it, my Earth Destroyer. I don't have that on me, but we are almost up to halfway between A and S rank. So that's good. If we can keep the strawberry production up, we should be able to make an awful lot of mana, and hopefully tomorrow that thing will be rank S. But I guess I'm going to probably have to put this in a bag. But I'm going to get this stuff down there and get everything set up, and then I will see you guys in just a bit. So I tossed this next farming station up here and just threw some wheat seeds in it and an obsidian hoe just to find out how big this would go with an octadic capacitor. And it does a 15 by 15 area. Now if we go down here into the bottom of the Botania area, I think 15 by 15, let's just count here. How big is this room? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So if we put an octadic capacitor in that one, we can cover almost the entire room with strawberries. The only thing that wouldn't be covered would be a strip on each edge, and then the space for the farming station itself, as well as a little bit of space for this guy, the exporter. So I think that's what we're going to do instead. I think that will work a lot better. So I did get that apatite over here. I ended up with a bit over 4,000 apatite out of those 3½ stacks of, yeah, almost 5,000 apatite out of those 3½ stacks or 3¼ stacks of ore. So maybe I need to go to the mining dimension and go searching for some apatite. Not too sure. I was a little bit off on the Earth Destroyer, though. It is only about 1/3 of the way between A and S. But yeah, we are getting some rank on this guy, which is good. But I am going to set up that farming station down there in a much better way with this octadic capacitor. I'm going to break this one as well, and I suppose I'll just go ahead and break all of these seeds back out. So yeah, I'm going to get that set up, and hopefully that will solve the strawberry supply issue. Well, this is a nice little glitch. So I thought a chicken was attacking me, and then I start hearing the baby zombie sound. So we have an invisible baby zombie riding this chicken. That is severely disturbing. Ah, there he is. You need to die. So I've been out here collecting some appetite for the strawberry farm. Let's take a look at how much we've got. So we have 9 and almost a half stacks of appetite already. And I was going after this one when that guy attacked me. So yeah, that wasn't very much. But yeah, I have been just kind of flying around the mining dimension looking for appetite. Kind of getting to the point of where there isn't too much to be found right around the portal anymore. But yeah, you can get a lot of appetite really fast this way. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to go and grab my sag mill and bring it down to the Botania area, because there is no way that I am transporting that much appetite from the mountain back to Botania, the Botania area. So I am going to get just a little bit more, and then I'll head back to the overworld. So that should be producing an awful lot of strawberries for our mana production. And I didn't quite have enough worms to cover the whole thing. I need just 3 more to cover the whole thing here. We're using water somewhere. Okay, whatever. But we should have... What's using water? What? Okay, somehow or other that thing is working. Whatever. But that was weird. But we just need 3 more worms to cover the last little bit. Now, one thing that I ran into a problem with as I started to set this up was a lack of light. So you'll notice there's no lights down here, no torches or anything like that, and that's because I have mana glass right below the ceiling. And mana glass emits light at a level 15. So this entire area is very, very bright. It's actually a block light of 13 for these plants, which is very good. But I also removed the item conduit here and instead put an importer on the bottom of the farming station. So that is working just fine. We're also filling with fertilizer. And speaking of fertilizer, I probably should go check on that. And one other thing that I did, when you set up an auto-crafting card in an exporter, it has to craft it before it can export it, and if the redstone signal is off when it goes to export, or when it finishes crafting, it won't export. So instead I set up another crafter here with the strawberry salad in there. I have trigger auto crafting with redstone signal, yes, work only with a redstone signal, and then I have a lever on here. So if I want to turn this off, that's all I have to do. And now we're not crafting strawberry salads. Turn this back on, now we are. It will stay on most of the time, so we shouldn't have really any strawberries ever in the system. We should be able to get up to like 3, 4, maybe 5 of them at a time, and that's about it. So we have 82 strawberry salads in here already, and it's just going to keep going up because we are now making the strawberry salads faster than we are using them, which is perfect. That also means that I might be able to increase the speed at which we are putting them out, which would help. But I'm going to have to take a look at that a little later because, you know, right now I'm a little tired of working with this. Now, one thing that you may have noticed at the end of the last episode is my armor is gone. Yeah, my diamond chest plate and leggings broke, and I have no armor. So I wanted to do, since we've been doing so much stuff with Botania, I wanted to do the Botania armor, and I was just going to make a Mana Steel armor because, well, the Terra Steel armor is very, very expensive. And even though we have mana production now, we don't have near the mana production that we would need to be able to make large amounts of Terra Steel. So the Mana Steel gives a 10% bonus when using mana tools and rods, which means our Earth Destroyer here would use less mana, which that is a good idea. The Terra Shatterer is 20% less. That's even better yet. Well, then I looked at the Elementium and it's 10%. That just, to me, that didn't seem right. But it does give other things with the Elementium, but I didn't want the pink. And then I noticed there was another set of armor that I have never looked at before. The Mana Weave. Now this is a much weaker set of armor, but it gives a 35% less mana usage for the tools. And this stuff is very easy to make, taking Mana Weave cloth, which is just 4 mana infused string. Well, we have tons of string in here, and I mean tons. So, I'm not sure how much of this stuff we're going to need, and, oh, looks like we can do it here in the alchemy one. That's good. So, looks like we ran out of mana there. Can we do it over here? We'll just make up a whole bunch of this stuff. Okay, so we have quite a bit of the mana string now. Mana infused string. So we're going to make a bunch of the Mana Weave cloth. And then we need to get our actual clothing here. So we have the Mana Weave cowl. Imagination Forest. Okay. We can put a jetpack on this thing? Really? Really? Okay, so there is our robe top. There is the bottom. And we still need 2 more. So that would be 8 string. Apparently that takes a bit more mana than I anticipated. Well, here, let's just drop the rest of the string back in the system. That way when we pick this up, it doesn't combine back with the other ones. Okay, so 2 there. 2 there. 2 there. There we go. So now we should have the 4 that we need to make the boots as well. So I'm just going to place these in manually. And there we go. So let's take a look at what this stuff looks like. The slime boots. Sorry. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, that is severely messed up. If I could make it a different color, I think it would be really cool. But at the same time, that is really neat. I like the fact that the legs go really wide, but it kind of looks like a skirt. Yeah, that's a little different. But so this should use a lot less mana when we are mining or anything else, because we are going to be getting some of the rods later on. We also have some other tools that we could get, like the Terra Blade and like the Star Caller and the Thunder Caller. Those are some higher level swords. I don't think they're ever going to be able to do what our Iron Rapier does. But there are some other things, some wands that we might be looking at later on. Those must be up here. Yeah, so we have the Rod of the Sky. So this one will briefly allow you to jump way up in the air. It's kind of like flight, but not quite. Uses mana. The Rod of Hells, not sure what that one does. The rod of the molten core, I believe, smelts blocks, like it will turn cobblestone into smooth stone or into ingots, things like that. The rod of the shifting crust is definitely one that we will be getting into. This is like a swapping wand, and it will come in really handy in some future things. Rod of the plentiful mantle, no idea. Shaded mesa. Unstable reservoir, I believe this one is infinite water. So there's a few of them here, and I thought there was more, but I guess not. But yeah, we might be making this rod of shifting crust really soon. And darn rain. But now next up, I want to take a look at this wall here. Now, I got quite a bit of love on this wall, actually. And I like the way that it looks, and this rain is just going to ruin everything. But I kind of like the way this thing looks. But I was thinking about it today, and what I am wanting this building to be. I want it to be an open, inviting area that everyone in the community can come to and drop off their Terra Shatterer or their mana tablets, do some elven trading, come over here and grab some runes, even grab some strawberry salads, which I may actually set those up in a storage drawer or maybe a Yaba barrel, something so that they're available. But I want this to be open and inviting, so I think instead of this wall, even though I spent a lot of time on it, and I'll probably use some of this design in the village, the elven village, but yeah, I think we're going to tear that down, and instead we're going to make something like a gazebo here, and I think that will look a lot better. And once again, chisels and bits, it's going to take a lot of time, but I think rather than trying to put so much detail in it right away, I am not going to go bit by bit like I did here, and instead I'm going to go with quarter blocks. And so well, maybe I'll even go with half blocks, so there'll be, you know, 8 half, I don't know how that works. It's 8 half blocks in a block. They're a half a block by a half a block. But yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and tear this down. I'm probably going to use the chisel to tear it down so that we can turn all of that back into blocks. Now, I did save all of the patterns for this stuff, so I guess I don't have the patterns for the inset, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm going to be tearing this down. Going to try building something a little bit different. And I think I might actually pop up a little bit of an image that one of you guys sent to me. It's a really neat looking elven build. Uses prismarine in the roofs, and I never thought to use prismarine. So yeah, I think I'm still gonna stick with the wherever I've got it, this lime hardened clay tiles, but the prismarine, that it does kind of fit some of the Botania stuff because it does have the blues that we see a lot in Botania. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get going on this, get rid of this darn rain, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So I am finally starting to get somewhere on this. It has been taking me a very long time to do it because first off I had to try to decide what blocks I was going to build it out of. So we have a few blocks over here that I talked with Apache about, and we decided on this block palette. I don't know for sure where some of these are going to get used, but we do have a lot of detailing to do later on, so hopefully this will work out. Now you can hardly see it here, but we do have the mana glass here, and of course that emits light, so that's great. And actually I don't think that I even need that torch up there anymore because of that. But we have a nickel block here, and this very closely matches the color of this bleached bone block, limestone, and then the living rock. And these four are going to be the main blocks with I think this one being more of an accent, and this one I'm not sure where it's going to get used. But I've been using these two primarily. Now we have a couple of wood textures here. We have our living wood planks, hopseed planks, and spruce wood. Now these seem to go really good with these blocks. The hopseed, I'm not really too sure what to use it for, but I really like the look of it. Now, originally I was planning on using the lime green hardened clay tiles for the roof, but I started looking through JEI and found this frost-bound block, and this takes cyan dye and 8 ice per block. So it is a little bit on the expensive side, but we can produce it. And yeah, it's got a very nice color. I also have silver blocks here, and these will be used for intricate decorations inside. And then I have basalt here, and I'm not sure where that's going to get used. But I have a couple of options here. I have the living rock bricks on these stairs, and then living rock stairs, just the regular living rock here. And on the other side I've done a bit more decorative stuff using a little bit of living wood and then a lot of living rock, and I'm not sure which one I like better. They both look pretty good. I do like the idea of having the contrast and color here, because then I've also used that in these pillars. So these pillars, they're what have been really taking a lot of time. So I have been... The pillar itself was easy, but then we get up here and it starts pulling in towards the center. And so I have been going through and just slowly manipulating this to get it into the shape that I want. Now I started out with full blocks and then went down to the grid snapped half blocks and kind of moved the shape a little bit, and I just finished up with the quarter blocks. Now it's starting to get the shape that I'm looking for. You can see it's got a curve that goes up to the center, and it's also larger down here than it is up here. So that's what I'm looking for. Now the next thing is I've got to go to the 8th size blocks, and this is going to take a very long time because we're moving in all 3 directions. We are going... If you look at it here, we're moving to the left, we are moving straight forward, and then we also have a curve. So, yeah, just in general, very difficult, and then we are going from a larger size to a smaller size. Difficult. It's going to take a long time to do this, but the good part about it is, once I get this finished, I can use this one to make that one, and then these 2 will be duplicated on the other 3 sides. The problem is I have one more to make here in the middle. So, yeah. At least once I get one of those built, I can use it to do the other 4, or the other 3, so that's not as big of a deal, but we will be having 12 pillars coming up from the base up to the central ring. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of time just sitting here fiddling around with chisels and bits. And this is part of the reason why I don't really like doing chisels and bits. For me, it is so fiddly. I have to... My OCD does not allow it to be wrong. So it takes forever for me to do just about anything. But getting away from that, because I have been working on it probably for, I don't know, 8 hours now. But getting away from that, during that time period, our mana generation has gotten our Earth Destroyer up to rank S. So, yeah, we are quickly going to head into the mining dimension, and I want to show you guys what this thing is capable of doing now. So, I do not have my packs out, and that would make a big mess if I don't. So let's grab my packs, and we're going to head over here to my open pit mine, and we're going to have to redesign this thing now, because I had it designed for the 5x5 of the rank A, and you can see I've been mining around the mine shaft that we found down there, but now we have a 7x7, and I should probably get into the Botania pack and grab a couple of more mana tablets. Now, I did have to use my mana tablets to get to rank S, but that's okay. I don't mind. So, let's just take the chisels and bits stuff. Get that out of our inventory. I have the pillars there on patterns, so that really helps. And then we have a little bit of room in this bit bag, and we'll drop our bits in there. So there we go. I'm going to drop these guys on the ground because I'll pick them up into a bag, and then we are going to take and drop all of our chisels and bit stuff into here. So, it didn't pick them up because I was currently in the bag. So there we go. Now we got everything straightened out, and it is time to destroy the Earth. So we come 3 in from the side, go 3 forward, and right there. 7x7 now. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, let's see, is there any water in front of us? Nope, that's already been filled in. I will have to fill some water in before I do the next pass, but yeah, here we go. So many particles, it is not even funny. Yeah, and you can see this is ridiculous. Now, this is part of the reason why I wanted to get this mana weave, because, yeah, we are not using near as much mana now doing this, which is really nice. But you can see we got huge swath of stone chopped out of here. So this really is going now, and the thing is we have one more rank still to go, and that is going to do a 9x9 when we get to that point. So that is pretty much insane. But with that, and appetite. With that, I think I am going to say that's it for this episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, or any suggestions for the Botania build, which, whatever we come up with here will be a big thing of what we do with the elves. So I would really like to hear your guys' input. Yeah, I guess if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, another one of those armors that doesn't work with the emotes. Nice.